What if I told you there's a place where streets are made of water and life moves with the tide? Welcome to Vietnam's Mekong Delta, the final chapter of a river that has traveled over 4,000 kilometers from the Himalayas. Here, the river doesn't just flow. It breathes, it feeds, it shapes everything. History, culture, and human life have intertwined for centuries, creating one of the most captivating worlds in Southeast Asia. The Mekong River begins high in the Tibetan Plateau, where melting snow from the Himalayas gives birth to one of Asia's great rivers. From there, it winds through 6 countries: China, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and finally Vietnam, traveling more than 4,000 kilometers before meeting the sea. Here, in southern Vietnam, the river slows and spreads, dividing into 9 mighty branches before flowing into the East Sea. That's why the Vietnamese call it Cue Long, the river of 9 dragons, each branch bringing life, silt, and stories to the delta below. Locals here call it the Mother River. Every year when the floodwater rises, it brings fertile soil that feeds millions. For centuries, people have built homes, farms, and entire communities right on the water. There's no clear line between land and river, only a way of life shaped by balance and adaptation. That's why this region is known as the Rice Bowl of Vietnam. Every morning, before sunrise, hundreds of boats gather in the mist, forming one of Vietnam's most unique traditions, the floating market. Here, the river turns into a street, and trade happens on the water. This custom dates back centuries, long before roads were built. Each boat carries a tall bamboo pole displaying what it sells: pineapples, pumpkins, mangoes. A simple yet brilliant system that still works today. Life here isn't just by the river, it's on it. Every morning begins with the gentle splash of oars and the smell of wood smoke rising from small boats. Families cook breakfast on narrow decks, bowls of noodles steaming in the golden light, coffee brewed over charcoal stoves that rock with the current. Children grow up with the river as their playground. They learn to row before they can ride a bike, dive into the water with fearless laughter, and chase after floating leaves as if they were little boats of their own. Life here can be tough. The rising waters and changing seasons bring their own challenges and uncertainty. But it's also free, open to the sky, guided by the tides, carried by the same river that has watched over generations. For the people of the Mekong, the river isn't a border. It's home. Before every fishing trip, families make a small offering: incense, fruit, a cup of tea, to thank the river. For fish, for rain, for life. These ancient rituals blend Buddhism, local folklore, and Vietnamese belief, showing how deeply people here live in harmony with nature. For them, the river is not just water, it's a living spirit. The Mekong River Delta has always been more than water. It's a route of migration, trade, and exchange. In the 17th century, Vietnamese settlers moved south, joining Khmer and Chinese merchants who already lived here. They brought their language, crafts, and cuisine, creating a cultural mosaic that still defines southern Vietnam today. On these waters, history still flows. The Mekong River Delta can be calm, but never predictable. When floods arrive, the water can rise overnight, sweeping through farms and homes. Yet people here don't fight it. They adapt. They build houses on stilts, plant flood-resistant crops, and start over every season. It's a quiet resilience, a way of life built on respect for nature. Look closely, and you'll see the spirit of the Mekong River in its people. Fishermen, fruit sellers, teachers, all with the same calm determination. They work hard, laugh easily, and live simply. Their happiness doesn't come from wealth, but from harmony, with nature, with each other, and with the river that connects them all. The Mekong River Delta doesn't just carry water, it carries memories. Generations have grown up, fallen in love, and grown old along its banks. Even today, in a fast-changing world, the river remains a source of inspiration for storytellers, artisans, and anyone seeking calm in the chaos. To live by the Mekong is to live with history. The Mekong River Delta isn't just a destination. It's the soul of southern Vietnam. Every wave, every current, every smile carries a story of life and resilience. As long as the river keeps flowing, the stories of the Mekong will continue, endlessly, quietly, beautifully. If you love discovering places where culture and life flow as one, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to World. Join us as we uncover more stories that make this country so extraordinary. One journey, one story, one heartbeat at a time.